Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over some recent speed improvements now that we're in 2023, and we're going to start the video right now.
This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals. We don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
What ends up being important is being able to be nice and consistent with your arm swing and your leg swing, and making it so, as you're pulling back with those legs, you're also able to do the same thing with the arms. And so once you get that, because you can see from the right side comparison to the left side, it's very in sync, right? But what happens is as you can start to increase how you strike the ground, and start to be able to generate a little bit better rhythm with like the knee flexion back behind, and then being able to get this knee back up and through, being able to get that toe all the way up, then it makes it so now we can get a little bit more consistency within the actual running form. Okay, we'll go to the next one here. On the right, we can see here when the athlete hits the ground and where the athlete's hitting the ground, much further back onto the foot on the right, where on the left we could see hitting more towards the ball of the foot. Then when the foot hits the ground, being able to get that heel right back up nice and quickly. And as that foot comes up, now being able to get not only the knee flexion here, right, but also being able to get the foot all the way up back behind, okay, because she's quick here. And this is one of the things that she already had, is she has pretty strong and pretty quick muscles in terms of immediately contracting, but we can see that as she's doing that, she's not doing that with very much power, so that foot ends up being very low, for one, and for two, she just doesn't know that there's a difference between the action of bringing that foot all the way up and how that translates into better knee drive, better foot placement, stronger foot contact. So as we can start to teach these types of things, it starts to make sense in terms of why it's important to be able to get to some of these ranges within, again, the feet, within the hips, and things like that. Okay, this is, we can see on the right, really allowing the foot to get really far back behind. So didn't understand, again, foot contact, so landing really far back into the foot, and then not getting that foot back off the ground nice and quickly, and then just a lot of lack of range of motion within the hip flexors. Again, a lot of inability to be able to understand being able to come off the ground. We can see a little bit of a stumble right there. And so in comparison to the left, where we could see a lot more fluidity within the leg cycle. We still need to work on the hip flexors. We still need to be able to get that foot up better, right? It's still not as good as it can be. We got the next one here, a lot bigger, a lot stronger, okay, but a lot more coordination type of a thing, right? Where you can see before, he's all over the place with the arms. His legs are way back behind him. Okay, and this is, on the right, this is after trying to coach him up a little bit for a little bit. You could see his arms were even worse before that, but it's almost like, you can't even show that. And then you can see on the left, he's getting better with the arms. He's getting more consistent with that leg swing, and how that translates to being able to have a much smoother leg cycle. I'd still like for him, his brother doesn't get his feet up enough. He gets his feet up too high. Okay, I'd like for him to get that knee through a little bit quicker, a little bit more effectively. I think that will end up really making a positive impact on him. We can see here on the left, again, just not a lot of information on, what is required from a sprinting perspective. The hands are really locked into place, leaning forward, has a hard time being able to get the hips all the way through, has a hard time being able to generate force, landing too far back on his foot here, which is going to make it so he's going to be off balance. In comparison to on the right, we can see a lot more fluid with the arms. Okay, we still need to get better with the arm swing, much better with the foot strike, right? Being able to strike on the front third, able to actually understand what the importance of being able to get the foot all the way up and through. It has a lot better range within his cycle, which is going to really make a big difference. This is something that I see a lot too, especially people that send in videos. Big difference with the foot position, right? See how he's not bending his foot all the way here in comparison to on the left side. And, a lot of that ends up having to do with, one, just getting an understanding, right? Just starting to get a feeling of wow, I didn't realize I have all this extra space in between, my feet. Right, and once you can start to do that, then you can start to, again, get the rhythm back down. Because when we see the left in comparison to the right, is even though this is a little bit slower, I think he's going like 90% here, because we're really trying to work on him being able to get the foot position, right? We want to be able to get his shin through a little bit quicker. So, that's really his focus on that. But we could see a big difference in a lot of the timing and how much longer that stride ends up being when you start to be able to address it. And even his speed has continually gone up and up and up as he's gotten better with that leg stride. Here on the left, we have a block start, and on the right is the 3-point stance. So it's a little bit of a difference, but I just love this because we could see the difference between, first day really trying to reach, where by this time, while she still ended up, we can see the fourth step might not be as far here on the fourth step, but much better landing mechanics, right? Landing much more onto the front third. We can see how flat-footed she is here and really having to absorb the ground, okay, in comparison to when you actually strike the ground and you can land on the front third and have that foot right underneath the hip to make it so then as you transition off, have a lot better rhythm with that. And we can even see with the muscles of the legs, right? So we can see the left side, as her foot's hitting the ground, she's like trying to push down into the ground, right? She's trying to generate all this force, which is making it so now she's getting stuck with her foot. We can see here, she's already on the ground, right? Where then she doesn't hit the ground. She's still not on the ground there. She hits the ground on the right, okay? And when she's into this position, how she's still on the ground, right? She has to get into this extension within that back knee, right? Before she can then push off, where here she has one consistent action of pushing off, which is a lot cleaner to make it so then she can bring that leg right back up and through. So much better start there. And we can just see how right here he's so high with his foot, right? He wants to keep his chest out in front, and he's lifting with his foot back behind. See how he's doing this right here on the left side? Okay, this is just not the most effective way to be able to gain speed. And even though he's got his balance, he still continues to do that. Even this one, right? See how he just lifts up, so he doesn't have any ability to generate any type of knee flexion, where we can see on the right how much better and smoother he is as he's accelerating to make it so he's able to get that knee through, get his hips through, and really get into a really good position. As much as there's still areas to improve, I've seen the areas to improve within his top end speed as he keeps on getting better and better with that foot contact and gets a better understanding of being able to get those hips through, keeps on working on the range of motion within the hip flexors. I think he could end up running a really, really great 40 time. We just timed him just to start off the spring. Last year he was running about high 4.6, low 4.7, somewhere in there, where he ran 4.51 just a few days ago. There's some things that you guys can see within the improvements, right? I didn't want to show you time and time again the same improvements. I wanted to be able to make a really quick video that could show you a wide variety of different improvements from different athletes, different sports, things like that. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, you can leave those down below. And as always, thanks for watching. If you guys want to check out some of the things that we have available in our speed program, things that will help you in being able to understand how you can improve within your sprinting mechanics, be able to understand how you can improve striking the ground, things like that, I would happy to be able to help you. Would be happy to answer any questions you might have. Just go ahead and follow the link down below. Either send me an email or to go ahead and check out some of those programs. Again, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.